Amid the spread of the virus, there's also a serious risk that the public anxiety could lead to the spread of racism, scapegoating, and blaming minorities for this public health crisis. Joining me now is Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO of the Anti-Defamation League. Mr. Greenblatt, I was reading an article that you were quoted in the New York Times that even in all of this anxiety, there are those that are using this to scapegoat people based on race, to say some of the ugliest things. And I thought that this is something that we need to really put out front so people understand that this is not an Asian or Chinese disease, or this is not something to use against any group of people, but that we're all in this together and we need to denounce those that would come with this ugliness. And you've taken an action in this regard. Tell us about it.
That's right, Rev. I'm really glad you've raised this issue because it is indeed a real problem. At the ADL, we've been fighting hate for over 100 years, and often we see minorities stereotyped and scapegoated in the event of big sort of problems or system failures. And indeed, COVID-19 is a system failure like we've never seen. And as you pointed out, we've seen Asian Americans, people who are perceptibly Chinese, or whether they are Chinese Americans or Chinese travelers, people wearing masks, getting harassed in public places, actually being assaulted. The stories are shocking. We have seen many of them from coast to coast, from the interior of the country. We've also seen Jews being blamed as if we somehow were responsible for the virus, perhaps because some of the hotspots took place in communities with large Jewish populations. But the bottom line is this: as you said, COVID-19 is not a product or problem limited to any one ethnic or religious group. We've seen this pandemic has spread with terrifying consequences to all communities. We need our leaders to refer to this disease, this virus, by its scientific name and not stoke up the hate when they talk about it. And ultimately, we all need to take this on together because we will only defeat coronavirus if we can act in collaboration, hand in hand, arm in arm, all people together.
We saw one report where a lady actually walked over to a lady that appeared to be Asian and actually fractured her jaw, hitting her saying, "Where's your mask?" We saw other situations with other people. And we have public officials, including the president, identifying this by nationality. None of this is not only not helpful, it's despicable, because we are seeing this virus all over the world. Every continent of the country, this is not owned by any particular nationality or race or religion at this point. And we all have to come together and fight it together.
I couldn't agree more. So where it may be true that the early reports of the disease came out of the Wuhan province of China, the fact of the matter is, as you said, this is everyone's problem. And in the face of Americans being assaulted because they are Chinese, for our leaders to refer to it in a way which reinforces the misperception that this somehow is a Chinese problem. Look, that is destructive, Rev. It's despicable. And frankly, it's un-American. So I think we should ask our leaders to do better. And I think all of us need to dig deeper, because this is a moment where we need to realize, again, we will only defeat COVID-19 if we can work in collaboration, hand in hand, arm in arm together.
All right, Jonathan Greenblatt, thank you for being with us. Now let's bring in